Most people will never know success. Not real success, not the kind that transforms you from the inside out, not the kind that's built on vision, discipline, and unwavering belief. They will chase the illusion, but never touch the reality, because they don't fail at success. They fail before success ever had a chance to arrive. They fail in the mind, in their daily habits, in their decisions to choose comfort over calling. They fail not because they are weak, but because they have been trained to doubt themselves, to settle, to stay small. You want to know why most people fail at success? Because success is brutal. It demands a version of you that the old you must die to become. Success requires clarity in a world addicted to distraction. It requires persistence in the face of rejection, faith when all evidence points to failure, and action when every voice inside says, wait. But most people, they want the rewards without the war. They want the crown without the cost. They want applause before they've earned a single step of the climb. They see the mansion, but not the early mornings. They see the lifestyle, but not the loneliness. They see the result, but never the resilience that forged it. They fail because they follow the crowd, and the crowd fears discomfort. The crowd wants quick fixes, instant wins, painless shortcuts. But success is not found in the crowd. Success is forged in solitude, in the dark places where no one claps for you, where you show up for yourself, day after day after day. Look at any man or woman who made history. Edison, Lincoln, Carnegie, Ford, Disney. They didn't have more time. They didn't have easier lives. They had one thing most don't: unshakable belief in the invisible. They failed hundreds of times, but they never became failures, because they understood a truth the average person avoids. Failure is not the enemy. Quitting is. Success is a paradox. It demands failure. It demands you fall in love with the process of becoming. But most people only want to arrive, and in doing so, they never begin. They wake up, scroll their phone, complain about life, chase comfort, and call it a day. They run from silence, because in silence they'd have to face themselves. And what they'd find would terrify them. Wasted time, broken promises, ignored potential. But you, if you've made it this far, you're not like most people. You feel the calling. You know that something inside you is still untapped, untouched, unresolved. You know that the version of you the world sees is only a fragment of who you could be, and that truth will either set you on fire or slowly destroy you. So, if you want to never fail at success, you must build yourself from the inside out. No shortcuts, no bypasses, no more pretending. You must train your mind like a warrior trains for battle, feed it with vision, sharpen it with knowledge, discipline it with action, and protect it with intention. Because most people fail when they hand their mind over to the world, when they let the opinions of others dictate their identity, when they let fear write their future. But you were not built to fit in. You were built to rise. And to rise, you must master three things: belief, action, and adaptability. Belief is the root. Without belief, no plan matters. No strategy, no book, no speech will save you if you don't first decide, I am capable, I am worthy, I am ready. Henry Ford once said, whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. And he was. Because belief becomes biology. It becomes behavior. And behavior becomes destiny. Then there is action. Massive, repeated, focused action. Not someday, not later. Now success doesn't show up for the most talented. It shows up for the most consistent. The ones who build momentum when no one believes in them. The ones who take one more step when everyone else quits. The ones who fall and rise so many times they forget what giving up even feels like. And finally, adaptability. Life will change. People will doubt you. Plans will fail. But your ability to adjust, to evolve, to keep going anyway, that is your superpower. Because the path to success is not a straight line. It's a battlefield, and you must be both the soldier and the general. You must march, and you must lead. And when your motivation fades, when you're tired, drained, forgotten, that's when most people fall, but not you. Because now you know. The game isn't won by those who start strong. It's won by those who finish regardless. So dig in, decide that you will no longer play small, that you will no longer shrink in the face of fear, that you will no longer delay your greatness for another moment, because the truth is simple. Success is not about luck. It's not about being chosen. It's not about timing. It's about who you become when the excuses die. It's about what you do when the door doesn't open. There comes a moment in every life when the illusion cracks, when the lies you've told yourself no longer hold, when you realize that playing it safe was never safe, that drifting through life isn't peace, it's slow destruction. Most people live in that drift. As Napoleon Hill warned in Outwitting the Devil, they don't think for themselves. They wait for direction. They follow trends. They obey fear like it's a god. And that's why they fail. They don't fail because they tried and lost. They fail because they never truly tried at all. They lived on autopilot, slept through their purpose, traded their fire for comfort. But the few, the rare few, they awaken. They confront the devil of doubt, fear, laziness, and conformity. And they choose to fight, not once, not twice, every day. Because they understand that the enemy isn't external. The greatest battles are invisible, fought in the mind, in the morning, in the mirror. When your alarm goes off and everything inside says, sleep, but your higher self whispers, move. When your friends laugh at your goals and you stay committed anyway. When failure shows its face and you stare it down without blinking. That's when you separate yourself. That's when you win the internal war. The only war that matters, because every time you delay discipline, you delay your destiny. Every time you betray your potential for a moment of ease, you reinforce mediocrity. And mediocrity, once welcomed, becomes a cage you forget how to escape. You think you're choosing comfort, but really you're choosing regret. Ask the man who never started the business. Ask the woman who never pursued the dream. Ask the soul who never wrote the book, took the risk, made the move. And they'll all tell you the same thing. I could have, I should have, but I didn't. Not because the world stopped them, but because they stopped themselves. They were never defeated by life. They were defeated by hesitation. You want to escape that fate? Then burn the backup plan. Stop negotiating with the version of you that settles. There is no later, there is no maybe, there is only now, and what you're willing to do with it. Success is a fire, and you must feed it with sacrifice, with focus, with consistent, deliberate effort. It's not given, it's earned through sweat, tears, late nights, early mornings, and the refusal to let circumstances decide your future. Every hour you spend building yourself, reading, practicing, working, believing, it all compounds. It's the law of growth, the law of cause and effect. The law Hill taught when he said, "You are the master of your destiny." You can influence, direct, and control your own environment. You can make your life what you want it to be. And that's the core truth. You are not a victim of the world. You are the architect of it. If your life feels average, build a new one. If your circle lacks ambition, change the room. If your habits scream weakness, rewrite them. Because most people won't. They will stay stuck. They will fear judgment more than regret. They will fear failure more than stagnation. But you were made for more. And deep down, you know it. That voice that calls you to rise, that whisper that says you were born for greatness, that's not fantasy. That's your potential trying to break through. So don't silence it. Don't wait for the right time. The time is now. The person is you. The standard is higher. And the decision, it's already been made. Because success belongs to the one who's willing to pay the price, the one who doesn't flinch when tested, the one who walks through fire and comes out forged, not burned. You will not be most people. You will not be average. You will not be another could have been. You will be the reason someone else believes it's possible. You will become the proof. You will become the standard. You will become the legacy. Because while most people fail at success, you chose to fight for it.